Hi and Assalamualaikum. So this is our CSC121 group project and our supervisor name is Siti Sarah binti Matlias. So this is our group members which consists of 4 members. So yeah.
So my name is Irfan bin Shahril. I am going to present our first problem for this question. So the question says that we have to create a program to calculate the sum of integer from user input. User can input as many number as preferred. So if the user wants to end the prompt, they need to input a symbol of equal sign. Then the sum of all the number will be displayed. However, the program will display error message if user input characters except integer and equal sign. First of all, this is our procedure code to solve this problem. For this procedure code, we using a while loop statement and also a pin iteration. So that's make it easier for us to create a program. So this is our sum. So we declare sum equals to 0 for our variable, and then we prompt input an integer or equals to stop. So we know that if we want to stop the program, we need to input the equal sign, right? So we using a sentinel value which is equal sign to stop the program. If the user input the equal sign, and then the looping will stop. If the user input wrong number or not a number, it will display a error because the user doesn't input the besides number. If user enter the number, they will calculate the sum, and yeah, if the user doesn't input the equal, the looping will keep loops until the user enter a equal sign to stop. And then after the user input a equal sign, the looping will stop, and then it will display a sum equals. So yeah, that's for our procedure code for this problem. So we're going next to flowchart.
So this is the flowchart for the problem 1. So basically the flowchart is based on from the problem 1 pseudocode. So for the discussion, this problem solving contains condition, selection and also iteration or repetition control structure. Condition and selection occurs when the program reads the user's input. Same goes to iteration or repetition if the user's input meets certain conditions. We decided together that no limitations or improvements will be added if we were assigned the same problem to solve as it works perfectly.
Next will be the problem 2. So for the problem 2, the question is a local block bank has requested you to develop a new block inventory management system. So in this system, we are required to have 3 modules which consist view donor individual record and a module to generate a report containing the blood group, code current stock used amount cumulative blood bags and receive the number of unique donors for each blood type. And last but not least, a module function named last donation date, and the function will identify the last donation date by each donor and return the value to the module in A. So first of all, this is our pseudocode, and our pseudocode starts with the main one, which is declaring significant values. So the reason we use significant values is because there are too many variables that we have to declare. So we use significant values to declare whichever variable that we use. And after declaring, we will be proceeding to the function named viewDonor, which carrying the parameters significant values and also significant values. So the difference between these two is this one is string and this one is for count for integer. Sorry. And then we'll be proceeding to the function view donor, string significant values, and integer significant values. So the integer significant values will be used for count only, for count I, and also we will be using array. And at this in this function, first of all we'll be declaring I. So I will be used for looping and also for our array. First of all, if the count for certain array is equals to 1, then the date donate will be the same as the last donation, and there will be an if. After that, after the if, we will be prompting the donor ID, the group code, the previous donation date, the last date, the donation count, and also the contact number. So in this if condition, if the donation, if the donor, if the blood donor has only one donation count, so that particular date will be the previous and also the last donation date. After prompting for 4 times, and it will end the loop and it will return to the main. After that, user will be asked if they want to generate a report. So the user will input the decision. If the input is equals to yes, then it will proceeding to generate report, the function named generate report. So this is the function for it. First of all, we'll be declaring significant values and also declaring I. And like previous one, I will be used for loop and also the array. So first of all, we will be calculating the use amount, and the use amount is equals to cumulative minus current one. And there will be prompt blood group code, current stock, use amount, and cumulative blood bags. So this one will be running. It will continue on the loop as long as I is equals to 7, and it will end, and then it will return to the main. After that, it will be proceeding to the last donation date, which carrying string significant values, and then proceeding to this one, the function last donation date will be carrying string significant values, and it will be declaring again significant values. So this one will be included for I, which will be used in for loop and also the array. So user will be prompt, does the ID certain ID has any latest donation? So user will input the answer. If the answer is yes, then it will be asked to input the new date for certain donor ID. Then the user will input the new date. Then the last date at this function will be replaced with the new date, and then it will be continuing uh, until the for loop I is equals to 3, and then it will end 4, and then it will view again back again to the view donor. And then when it will be carried to the this function, so this last donation date will be updated, and after that it will be returned, and then it will terminate the program. So that is for our pseudocode. Moving on to our flowchart. So our flowchart is the same as our pseudocode, which consists four one main and 3 functions, just the same as the pseudocode. And this is for the start, and this is for the function view donor and the flow, and this is the function for the generate report, and last but not least, this is the function for the last donation date, which is the same as the our pseudocode but in our flowchart form. So throughout our discussion in this problem solving, we included repetition, selection, and also sequential control structure. Other than those three, we also included arrays in this problem solving in order to simplify our work, because there are so many things that we have to display. So we decide to use array to simplify our work, and we use iteration and arrays to display most of the information and to update the date. And selection occurs when the user is asked to decide whether to run a certain coding or not. So this one is, for example, like if they want to generate a report, or if the donor ID has any latest version. So certain input uh, will determine if the coding will be run or not. And then we suggested that we will try to add an option for adding new donors and their information, because in our coding we did not add the feature. So in the future we will be trying to add the option for that. In addition, we will also try to limit our prompt, somehow make a timetable or chart to organize our prompt to make it more readable. So it will be much more organized if we did timetable for that. And then moving on to the problem 3.
Assalamualaikum. So today I will be presenting about problem 3. So problem 3 question is, there are three bunnies with the same initial height will be displayed. After that, the users are required to input the height of each bunny, and then the height of each bunny will change accordingly. So our pseudocode and flowchart will determine which one of the bunny is the tallest and the shortest. So I will present our pseudocode first. So our first line is start, and then we will declare bunny 1, bunny 2 and bunny 3, because there are three bunnies that user will input the height. So this line will, so the bottom is where the users will input the height, enter the value for bunny 1, bunny 2 and bunny 3, and then we will use nested if selection control structure. So our first selection, if bunny 1 is taller than bunny 2 and bunny 1 is taller than bunny 3. After that, the system will determine which one of the bunny is the second highest. So if bunny 2 is higher than bunny 3, then the system will prompt bunny 1 is the tallest among other bunnies. Bunny 2 is taller than bunny 3 yet shorter than bunny 1. As if bunny 2 is shorter than bunny 3, the system will prompt bunny 1 is the tallest among other bunnies, and bunny 3 is taller than bunny 2 yet shorter than bunny 1. And then our second selection, if as if bunny 2 is taller than bunny 1 and bunny 2 is taller than bunny 3. So it's the same as the last one. If bunny 1 is taller than bunny 3, the system will prompt bunny 2 is the tallest among other bunnies. Bunny 1 is taller than bunny 3 yet shorter than bunny 2. And as if bunny 1 is shorter than bunny 3, the system will prompt bunny 2 is the tallest among other bunnies, and bunny 3 is taller than bunny 1 yet shorter than bunny 2. And then the last one is just the same as the two others. As if bunny 3 is taller than bunny 1 and bunny 3 is taller than bunny 2, the system will prompt bunny 3 is the tallest among other bunnies. And if bunny 1 is taller than bunny 2, system will prompt bunny 1 is taller than bunny 2 yet shorter than bunny 3, and as if bunny 1 is shorter than bunny 2, the system will display bunny 2 is taller than bunny 1 yet shorter than bunny 3. So so this is flowchart for problem 3. This flowchart is based on our pseudocode, so we use nested if control structure, and yeah, it's pretty much the same as pseudocode. Yeah, thank you. So we will go to discussion.
So this is the discussion for the problem 3. This problem solving contains conditional and selection control structures. The control structures occurs when the program reads the user's input. If the input meets certain conditions, then the program will prompt certain output as programmed. We suggest to ourselves that in the future we will limit the prompt for input. Other than that, we might be adding another case where if 2 or 3 of the bunnies had the same height and prompt certain output. So that is all from us. So thank you.